Over the next 10 years, AI is both going to change how we live and how we view entertainment as a whole. And whether we like it or not, we cannot stop AI from advancing. It's like death and taxes. It is guaranteed to happen no matter what we do. We've seen in the past few years how fast AI has advanced, and it's only going to get faster and better, and soon it's going to be indistinguishable or even better than human-made content from a quality perspective. Right now, you can still tell when things are AI generated. Look at Black Ops 6. There's a bunch of calling cards in that game, and a good amount of them, or I shouldn't say a good amount, but a few of them are AI generated. And you could tell because there's 6 fingers on it. There's this weird filter on them. They use in their promotional images as well. But once those kinks are worked out, or even if they have a human artist look over it and tweak it as they see fit, as they need to, we're not going to be able to tell what's AI generated and what isn't. Right now, we're almost on the verge of not being able to tell what it is. Soon, we will not be able to tell what is and what isn't AI generated. If you've seen VO3, you could tell some of the stuff is pretty realistic, and some of the stuff it's hard to tell that it is AI. We will soon have, within the next 10 years, fully generated influencers, TV shows, video games, and it's easy to pump out this content. But with influencers and celebrities, you have they're just AI. You can control how they speak, how they talk. You don't have to worry about controversy, and they can live on forever. Say you make a character in 2030 called Bob Shark. Bob Shark can still be around in 3030 and still keep his exact look and voice and mannerisms because he's generated. He's not a real person, so he could theoretically live forever. And you never have to worry about him dying. You never have to worry about him saying something controversial because he's controlled by the company that made him, by the people that own his algorithm. And that is kind of a scary thought to see that no real people would really exist on the internet anymore, and we just have all these AI generated celebrities, and they're the new celebrities. You don't have to pay them, you generate them to say what you want, and then they could become extremely popular and they can live forever. Same goes for movies and TV shows. You have this really popular season of, well, let's just make something up, The Black Crate, right? The Black Crate. You generate a script, you generate 8 episodes, it's a huge success. Well, you don't have to wait 2-3 years and get all the actors back on board because the entire thing was AI generated. So you just generate another season just like that. Same with movies. You have a really big smash movie. Well, now you just generate another movie, and there you go. You have your sequel to your very successful movie within a few months of the first one coming out, and you really didn't have to pay anything for it except the generation tool. This is going to oversaturate the market a lot, and there's going to be a lot of slop, especially when this technology is still in the figuring out stage. Similarly to how we didn't have full touchscreen iPhones for a while since the iPhone came out, but I think it was like in the early 2010s is really when we started having full touchscreen phones everywhere and it was normalized. That's what we are witnessing right now with AI. AI is kind of still sloppy, it's still a mess, but within the next 5-10 years it's going to look flawless. Maybe flawless is the wrong word, I should say indistinguishable. And then with video games, I mean, we could probably even see within the next year or two AI just fastening the process of making video game skins. You could have 100 recolors now, and they could sell the recolors for $2 each because, well, it barely costs anything to make, and they could make a ton of it and sell a ton of it. You have full automation without having to pay a human to do it, which is a giant appeal to any company. You have a huge AAA story game and it does really well. Well, now you could get the next one out ASAP and you don't really have to pay anybody to do it. Of course, talking in the next 5 to 10 years, now within the next few years, you're still going to have human oversight. You're still going to have humans overlook a lot of the errors that AI is making. But soon enough, before we know it, AI is not going to be making these kind of mistakes. And I think as we're in the figuring out stage, this is when the most slop is going to be generated because there's going to be so much people trying to get in on the action, so much people who didn't really have the opportunity to make a movie before. Well, then they can now make a movie and they're going to make it and post it. So now if you're like an indie filmmaker, you're going up maybe against a few other 100 people, maybe a few thousand people at film festivals. Well, now you're going to be going up against millions of people who have the same exact tools as you and who could just generate movies straight from their room. And they don't have to go out, they don't have to hire actors, they don't have to find a sound crew, they don't have to worry about shooting certain angles, they don't have to worry about writing stories. They could just have AI do all that for them with a rough idea. And it's going to be interesting seeing companies like Netflix. Are they just going to pump out 10 seasons of a show and see if it hits? Are they going to continue to do that and just see what's successful? Or are they going to realize that we're putting out a bunch of slop and no one's watching anything and we have to rethink our model? Because ultimately I think that's what's going to happen, and I think that's when AI integration with human filmmaking and human creativity, that's when we're going to reach the peak of what we could possibly create. But I think we're still over 10 years from that. We're still in the beginning stages. In these beginning stages, it's going to be a lot of slop. You're going to see a lack of soul almost inside of most movies, lack of creativity, lack of that human element of just making errors while filmmaking and improvising, and just actors being actors and people being people, making mistakes and keeping those projects, making them feel human, I guess. You understand what I'm saying, right? But yeah, entertainment is definitely going to change a lot within the next 10 years, more so than it did in the last 50, and I'm calling it now, and I think I'm going to be right. Try to get ahead of the curve, try to beat everybody else to it. Hell, this is probably like one of the times where if you see an opportunity, take it, because you could be rich. You could capitalize on this opportunity well. Like how Amazon saw the need for an online storefront and they took the opportunity, and Sears just fell behind when they could have easily taken that opportunity as well. It's definitely going to be interesting seeing how AI technology unfolds. I feel like there's going to be both a lot of negatives and a few positives that come out of it. But one thing I know for sure is that we cannot stop this advancement. We cannot stop studios from using it. It's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. AI is going to evolve, and we're going to be watching a lot of AI content. Let's just hope that it's watchable. Let's hope that there's still a human element to it. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think AI is going to ruin entertainment? Do you think it's going to make it better? Let me know your guys' thoughts. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.